We all know that the drink that began in the 19th century as an addictive cocaine tonic is now a basic staple in every nation on earth. Coca Cola dominates the soft drink business and owns or uses under license around 400 brands, from Aqua and Bacardi mixers to Dasani water to Fanta to Just Juice to Malvern to Minute Maid to Oasis to Sprite to Winnie the Pooh. The flagship brand Coca-Cola is nearly as acidic as lemon juice, which is why so much sugar is added to the syrup before water is added. The company has funded institutions such as the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry as a response to reports of the impact of its products on dental health. But while the company stands accused of aiding death squads, racist practices, destroying groundwater around the world, and being involved in theft, it is unusual amongst RealGlobalNews.com's Dow Jones companies. Unlike many others, Coke has always been susceptible to a boycott. Max Kaiser of the Karma Bank think tank.
Look at the economics a little bit more closely. In other words, you could attack 100 different companies, and you could boycott 100 different companies. But understand that for every dollar you don't spend at any one of these companies, it affects the companies differently. So that if you do not spend $1 at ExxonMobil, for example, you're going to impact the company by removing about $1.35 from its market capitalization. That's simply saying that the stock trades for 1.3 times sales. So for every dollar you don't spend, you affect the stock by 1.3. Whereas a company like Coca Cola, the number is almost 5. So for every dollar you don't spend at Coke, you're removing almost $5 from Coke because the stock trades at almost 5 times sales.
Soy el futuro del mundo, soy de Colombia la esperanza.
Hundreds of millions of dollars of claims against Coca-Cola have been settled out of court for racist practices, for encouraging sexual harassment, for cancer-causing benzene contamination, for air pollution, for anti-competitive practice, even for paying off doctors who have investigated the effects of the company's products. Earlier in the 20th century, the company actively collaborated with the Nazis, only ceasing production of Coke when the syrup was unavailable from the US, and then inventing a new drink, Fanta, for the torturers of Auschwitz. Today, perhaps the most famous campaign about Coca-Cola focuses on the company's involvement in torture in the South American country of Colombia. The US-backed regime that supplied American inner cities with devastatingly addictive drugs. University campuses across the United States are now boycotting the drink.
According to the New York Times, 90% of all trade union leaders killed worldwide are killed in Colombia. Thousands of trade unionists have been murdered in that country, targeted by paramilitary despots. Thousands more have been tortured, kidnapped, or threatened with death. Sinal Trainal, the National Food Workers Union, represents workers at the Coca Cola bottling plants in Colombia. This union has been decimated.
In 2006 in Venezuela, Coca-Cola tried to renege on severance payments, leading to occupations of 5 production plants and 70 distribution points, as the company used its old trick of blaming local bottler franchisees. In northern India, thousands of villagers have been protesting the drying up of wells as Coke drains the water table and pollutes the groundwater.
आज भी हमारे देश में पानी पिलाना एक अच्छा काम माना जाता है, पुण्य का काम माना जाता है। जब भी यहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी होती है तो लोग जगह जगह जो है कि पानी वैसे ही बिना पैसा लिए पिलाते हैं। लेकिन ये कितना खराब चीज़ है कि एक अमेरिका की कंपनी आकर के हमारे ज़मीन के नीचे का पानी मुफ्त में ले रही है और हम लोगों को 10 रुपए जो है लीटर पानी को पिला रही है।
यहाँ है तो यहाँ पानी की कमी हो रही है। कोका कोला की फैक्ट्री लगी हुई है तो उसमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पानी मशीन द्वारा मतलब खींच रहे हैं, तो उसके विरोध हम लोग यहाँ लड़ने उसको बंद कराने हैं।
हाय हाय, उम्र है 16, कमर कोका कोला।
किसने बजाई सीटी?
मैंने।
ये भी कोई सीटी है जैसे प्रेशर कुकर में दाल चढ़ी।
Meanwhile, as demonstrations occur across US campuses and around the world, the company uses its might to co-opt the environmental movement. Jeff Seabright was a former advisor to Bill Clinton, a president who rolled over to corporate power during his time in the White House. After he advised him on climate change, Seabright left to become Coke's head of environmental and water affairs. He has managed to buy off Greenpeace, the World Wildlife Fund, and Global Water Challenge, which says it is committed to widening access to safe drinking water and sanitation in the developing world. Whether Greenpeace's close alliance with Coca Cola pleases its members is another matter. For now, numerous lawsuits continue in the courts around the world against the company. If history is any guide, the company will strengthen its stranglehold over water resources in the developing world. It is in the interests of Coke that clean water is not publicly funded and instead bought from bottles. More likely than not, Coke will see off many of the lawsuits by paying out-of-court settlements and using shareholder money to buy off the so-called green, environmental NGOs. Welcome to Real Global News, the daily newscast covering international stories and perspectives ignored by others.